told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Welcome to the Journey of Life podcast powered by Zozo, the brand. If improving yourself, elevating, and educating yourself is part of your life's goals, this is the podcast for you. I'm your host, Dr. Tendaishe Monalissa, bringing you another episode of the Debrecen Diaries. And as per tradition, we have a special guest host. Welcome to the podcast. Please feel free to introduce yourself.
My name is Abba. Yeah, my name is Abba.
Give us more. Okay. Where are you from? Give us more credentials.
My name is Abba. I'm from Nigeria. Just Nigeria, to be specific. The best place in Nigeria. I am a music producer, civil engineer, part-time civil engineer, full-time music producer. I do both.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I'm also
People
like
always
that.
expect the opposite, you
Yeah,
know?
no. Full-time music producer, part-time civil engineer. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, thank you, Abba, for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you, Tandy,
super
for
excited.
getting me on your podcast finally.
Yeah, I remember the first day we actually met.
Yeah.
And we just clicked, you know? And I was telling you about my podcast and you were so quick to support. You were like, show me your page, let me follow you. And I was like, yeah, show me your page, let me follow you too. You know, I think it's something that I really enjoy, finding other people who have,
Similar
other passions.
interests.
Yeah. And they're passionate about it. It's a big deal to them. So it's really nice to have you on. And I'm excited. I can't even sit properly because guess what? We're using some cool microphones.
Let them know.
We have a little setup or something.
Cool microphones.
Yes, cool microphones. The producer came through, and I hope this episode is going to have that vibe,
I hope so too.
Yeah, so as per usual, guys, we like to educate on this podcast. We like to chill out on this podcast. We like to talk about life. We like to heal. We like to develop personally and professionally as well. So, I remember we had one of your group mates on one of the previous episods. We had Clifford on. That's our resident Bowfin.
That's my brother for life.
Yeah. And, he was telling us about, civil engineering and everything like that. But today we are here. We are going to talk about music production. We're going to talk about mastering, your area of expertise. Yeah. So this is the education segment, guys. First of all, I know you're Beats by TNIA.
Yeah, TNIA.
What does that stand for?
TNIA stands for, it's short form for the name is Abba.
When you told me that, I was like, this is so cool.
So it's like I had this, I think it's inspired from James Bond. So when James Bond is, my dad loved James Bond movies. So I watched a lot of James Bond movies while growing up. And then when James Bond is introducing himself, he's like, my name is Bond. So the name is Bond, James Bond. And then I just found that so cool as a child that the name is Abba. Just sounded cool. And then I shortened it to TNIA on this memo we used to have in high school.
Oh, wow. So this has been
it's from
way back.
School, before I even knew I was going to do music. I chose that as my music name because I didn't have a name to go with. I couldn't go with my real name, Abba, because there's already a band called Abba. And then because of things when people search for me, they're not going to find me. They're going to find the band instead. Yeah, so I was just like, what do I use? Okay, let me just use TNI for now. Even the name when we register my Neptune registration name, yeah, mine is TNIA. It was TNIA,
That's
yeah,
so
because
cool.
I was just like, I don't have a name to use right
I think we
now.
need to put that on a t-shirt, hey?
Yeah, I didn't have anything to use as a music name. So I was like, let me just use this for now to open my Instagram. And then later on, I'll come up with something cooler.
So are you still working on that, or the name is Abba?
Well, up to this year, I was thinking of changing it because it causes like a lot of confusion. Some people don't pronounce it properly. Most people don't pronounce it properly. So some people are like TNIA, Tanya, Tina.
Tell them now how to say it.
TNIA. Yeah. So
Because it's initials.
yeah, because like one thing about name is like it might not sound cool, but like when you get famous, it's gonna be cool regardless.
And especially when you know like what's behind the name. It's an abbreviation.
Yeah, it's an abbreviation.
Yeah.
So like anyone can be TNI, whatever your first name is. You are TNIT. If you are my brother's name is Adam, so he's also TNI. Yeah, so
Fair enough.
yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have a few questions for you that, like I'd like you to answer.
Okay.
What does a music producer do?
Well, as a music producer, you put together music. So as a music producer, you're like, okay, I have this idea in my head. If you played the instruments, it's an advantage, but I wouldn't say playing instruments is, it's important the most important thing about being a music producer is understanding music. So what emotion do I want to get out of this music I'm making right now? At least for me, like that's how it is. So it's like, okay, I want to have an orchestra making this sound. You get an orchestra together. I want to have a drummer drumming this way, you get a drummer. I want to have a singer singing this way. So as a music producer, you put all that together and make the full form of the art, seeing it from beginning to finish. As a beat maker, you just make a beat and then it's done. But as a music producer, you're putting like the whole package of not just only songs, but like of a beat to like, I wouldn't say music producers always make full songs. Like always, sometimes the beat itself is the art, is what you're trying to express.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're like, okay, I should play piano this way, I should play in this scale, I should play it in this chord, and then I should get drums and put the drums this way. I should get a guitar and put the guitar on this and everything. Just putting together like different elements together to make a sound is music production.
The more you explain it, the more I realize how much
How
a music producer is like the essence of the product of what we eventually listen to. While usually the artist is the star of the show,
Yeah, that's
but
how it is.
Maybe they're gonna just come and just sing, and then you're gonna put all the other elements until it becomes a song. It
becomes a song, and then sometimes they just sing, and then you have to even cut out like the best parts of what they sang. So there different artists have different way of expressing themselves, and then for some people, like you could just play a beat and then they're just going for minutes, and then you cut out the best parts of that minute and turn it into 3 minutes of a song. Yeah, so it's,
I guess you have to have like an ear for.
Yeah, you have to have an ear
more than just, I guess, what you're hearing.
Yeah,
it's like the emotion, the art behind everything,
exactly.
what they're trying to convey.
A lot of times like you hear like the finished goal even before like you start. So like you know where it's supposed to be, and then you just keep trying to work it till it gets there. Yeah.
So what's the difference? Like, what is mixing? What is mastering? Like these terms, you know what I mean?
Okay, so I would use I'm trying to use like an analogy here. I would use let me say makeup. How you guys do makeup. So it's like Mixing is basically pitch correcting. So when you pitch correcting, cutting out of frequencies, equalizing. It's called like equalization, as you're cutting out frequencies that are not needed in the song, in the voice of the artist, in the instruments, because like there's a lot of frequencies playing, and then like to make the record or anything you're doing cleaner, like you have to cut out like unnecessary. They are just frequencies that you wouldn't really hear, so it's best to cut them out. And making everything sound balanced.
So do you have like super hearing? Like some bad frequencies or something like?
Yeah, no, like a lot of these things have like they are visualized, so like you can see that, okay, like in this frequency, like there's some noise going on, but like most of the time, like you need to like use your ear to hear like what's going on. Like you need to hear like the little things, like there's this tiny sound happening at 18,000 kilohertz that I just don't like, and I feel like when I increase the volume, it's going to be louder, and then if I play it in a car, it's not going to sound as nice as it's sounding right now on speakers, and stuff like that.
That's actually true,
Yeah.
I think I realized a really big difference, like when I listen to, now it's so hard like to listen to music without using like my earphones.
Okay.
Because I think when I use, for example, like my AirPods or maybe maybe like those really good earphones, you can really hear like some of those little instruments in the background.
Those little things.
And it changes the song completely.
It does.
Like when I now listen to it, maybe when it's like playing on TV, I'm like, this is not the same song.
Yeah,
because you can really hear like some of those other elements that you can't really hear. So I think it makes a lot of sense that like the output, what you're using, is going to influence like the sound for sure.
So mixing is like when you shower, and then mastering is like when you do makeup. So you kind of like, it's like the song is good, but like I am highlighting the beauty. I don't know why, or I'm highlighting the art of it, because I don't think you guys always do makeup for beauty. Sometimes it's just for art.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So it's like I'm trying to highlight art on my face. So it's like I'm trying to highlight the art of the song.
Okay, so let's paint.
So you make it louder, you make it wider.
You
make it more crispy, you make it more balanced on, because your job as music producer is to make it sound good on as much devices as possible. So if when you mix and master a song or a beat, it should sound good on phone, on a laptop, on TV, in a car, on Bluetooth speakers, on headphones.
So do you also like test it out on these different devices? Oh my gosh, this is a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot.
Honestly speaking, I just thought that people make music, it's just vibes.
No. There's lots of export. So like sometimes you export and then it sounds good on like speakers. It sounds good on TV, but it doesn't sound good on the phone. And then that a lot of people listen to music on their phones.
That's true.
Yeah, so like you have to go in there and try and fix you have to like listen to it well and try and fix what's making it not sound so good on the phone without making it not sound bad on speakers at the same time. So there's a lot of export, send back to the project, exports, send out to the project.
That's a lot of work.
It is.
So like how many years would you say you've been doing this?
I started making beats in 2017, I think December of 2017.
That's like 6 years.
Yeah. 6 years now. Soon, 6 years.
So, as a self-proclaimed music producer, like, do you think anyone can be a music producer? I can just walk up today and start producing music.
I think, you could, but it's the thing of like anyone can be, but not everyone can be.
everybody says this, this is a very common term. And now I'd really like to know, what does this mean? Anyone can be, but not everyone can be.
Yeah, because like it takes a lot of patience. You really have to love it. You have to love it too. You can't make music because it looks cool. You're just gonna get like discouraged and everything, because like there's a lot of patience involved. There's a lot of learning you have to do. And then like, thank God for YouTube now. You just go to YouTube. Like some of these videos, sometimes you watch a video for 1 hour and it's just like, I don't even understand what you're saying right now.
Maybe you want to do just like one tiny little thing.
I don't even understand what you're saying right now. When you're starting, like for me, when I was starting, there were like videos I watched and then I didn't understand what they were saying but now if I watch those videos, it's like I don't have to rewind and go back, because before like I would have to rewind like a few seconds. I'm like, okay, what did he say? What did he just do and everything? But now just by watching, you just understand like what he means and everything. So if it's not something you have passion for, if it's not something you love, you wouldn't enjoy it. Because I can see, I don't know, maybe the first 1,000 beats I made. Okay.
1,000?
Okay, let me say the first 500 beats I made were trash, for sure.
Ooh.
Yeah, for sure. Like it
so
takes.
What makes a good beat, actually? Because for me, if it just ding, 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 I'm there.
Let's go.
I'm there.
What's this low drums?
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah, I feel like it's very subjective, because like I have like a lot of beats that for me, it's like, this is like, oh my God, this beat, like I can't wait to play it for somebody. And then for an artist or something, I send this to an artist and I just feel like, if you hear this one, this is the one. And then they're just like, it's okay, it's okay. And then the one you think
it's not that.
It's shit. And then they're like, that's the one I really like and everything. I feel like as a creative, as creatives, we are most of the time caught up in this thing called the IKEA effect. I don't know if you've ever heard of it before. So it's like, if I had an IKEA table in this house and one from maybe, give me a top brand that makes home stuff.
Villeroy and Bosch?
Yeah,
maybe?
something like that. Yeah, even if the IKEA one is cheaper and has less designs, I would like it. Just because I would like it more than the one from Villeroy and Bosch, just because I set it up by myself. So
it has more sentimental value.
It has more sentimental value to me.
Yes.
But then to anyone who is just coming in who doesn't know like what went behind me setting up this table is just going to be like, okay, I prefer that one. It's just more aesthetically pleasing.
Yes, it looks more expensive.
But for me, it looks more expensive. But for me, like I like this one because
you've put more value into it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
true.
like, yeah, that's the thing. As we get caught up in that, and then like we forget that sometimes a beat is just like the stepping stone to a song. So as much as you want to express yourself, the artists also want to express themselves. So they want as much space
to do
in the beat as possible. So a lot of times it's the beat where you don't do much. The beat that is empty, doesn't have, you didn't process a lot of the sounds, it just sounds raw. And it seems that's the one that artists gets more attracted to, because like,
which makes sense, because then there's room for their own creativity and art to shine.
As a producer, it's just like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Okay, at this point,
that's why I like where music is going now, because I feel like producers have a lot of room to shine in this climate. Because I mean, for example, if you look at a lot of like South African music, it's not centered on people singing and it's just the beat, fam, and you have a ball. So I feel like it's elevated the culture like of music, where as a person you can just fully showcase your art at making music, without even like a vocalist on the beat, and you can just show that, and it's actually really enjoyable, and you can listen to the whole thing for like 6 minutes and you're enjoying everything, you're feeling like, there's this particular song, what is it called? I forgot. But you hear that and you're just like, whoa, that's crazy.
I think I know the song. The one that goes
exactly.
Like, wait, listen to this song. I think Acne Fords.
Yeah. Yeah, the barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue.
And personally, as a person who enjoys like upbeat music, these are things that I appreciate. I appreciate a lot of like bass in like a song, you know, when there's like lots of king king in the back. Like I really like that. So I feel like if there's like music like this, I would appreciate it and I would enjoy it, even without like a vocalist behind or something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what qualities would you say one would need to be a music producer? Like what, like you said, you already mentioned like patience. Like what
yeah.
other qualities do you feel like? Do you have to be a good business person? Like, do you have to have people skills? Like,
People skills does help. Does help because you want to be able to tell an artist like the song isn't it without without having to be rude. So yeah, people skills actually like does help. I would say like having a good ear, just knowing having a good knowing what you want, knowing what you want to hear. Like okay, this time because sometimes there's some beats I've made from like the smallest of sounds. Like I just heard that's a thing for something, and I'm just like, this can actually like do music and everything. Yeah, so I say having a good ear and knowing how to manage your time well.
yeah, because I mean, how do you balance that with an engineering degree? Because it
We'll
sounds like
get
you're
to
super
that.
passionate. Yeah, we'll get to that.
We'll get that, yeah, because like, I feel like that's one thing I've battled with, like managing my time, and I feel like a lot of producers I know have also a lot of musicians. I would just call all of us musicians, producers, artists. We've also had that issue of not managing our time properly.
So you have to be great with time management,
Yes, you
patience,
have
have
to
a
be.
good ear. And who has been your inspiration? Like, is
My
there a producer
inspiration,
out there? Like, you
yes.
look up, producers.
Producers I look up to. I would say my biggest inspiration is Saz. He's an,
Oh, I know.
you
it.
know, I know you know. I knew you knew Saz.
Yeah.
I would
He's
say,
a really unique, I'll say vibes.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, Saz is my biggest inspiration.
I didn't know he was a producer, you know?
Nah. The greatest African after me. The greatest African producer of all time. He did Monalissa. He did.
Of course. Y'all singing my name so much. My ears ring every day.
He did. He's done so much. Like,
And
shout
you know,
out to Saz.
I feel
man,
like producers are some of the unsung heroes. We don't know. We just know the artists, you know? I had no idea, you know, some of like
yeah,
the people behind a lot of the songs and even the writing. Some of our favorite songs. Like, I think a lot of artists that are coming out today, for example, maybe making their own music and showing up as the star of the song, you don't know how long they've been writing for famous people. You know? And you're like,
true.
This song was written by
By Ray. I didn't even know Ray.
No.
She's like a UK artist. She has written so many songs. And then like you look at her discography and you're like, yo, no wonder I like this song. No wonder I like, because like you like her songs too. So like when you look at it, you're like, okay, no wonder I liked this song. No wonder I like this song.
I think one of those artists was like Sia, you know, she was one of those unsung artists for the longest time. You know, she was doing back vocalist for like Rihanna and some of the songs that were like, and when you hear her voice and then you listen to those songs again, you're like, yeah, this sounds like Sia. This is Sia. But maybe it was Rihanna on the song or whatever, and you're like, damn, there's a lot of, I think, unsung heroes in music, and probably producers are at top of that list for sure.
I would also shout out to Diplo and Kanye West. I think like I was outside Africa, like Diplo, the guy from Major Lazer.
Okay, I'm not really familiar with these people.
Okay. Yeah, but Diplo and Kanye West. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you already mentioned like some of the things you had to invest, like your time. do you feel like you've also had to have like a huge financial investment? I mean, you have all these like speakers and whatnot. Like that's gotta cost something.
Yeah, definitely. Like I have invested a lot financially into music. I remember when I started I first started with my laptop. I was using the church keyboard. I don't have my keyboard here, so you wouldn't see it. Yeah. But before I got mine, I was using church keyboard and my TV at home as a speaker.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'll just connect the HDMI and I'll go to church and get like the keyboard. I used to be the person who used to take the keyboard home because like our church, yeah. So like I was excited with taking it home because like I knew I was going to use it during the week to make music. Yeah. So it was so annoying because like I would like, let's say I'll make a beat and then I'll hear it on TV speakers. And then when I export it and I'm hearing it on headphones, it sounds totally different because
it's frustrating.
Yeah, the TV speakers was trash. And then like, because I was just starting that time, it didn't occur to me that like, yeah, it sounds different. Like what I'm hearing, I'm not hearing the correct thing like that I'm actually doing on the software. Yeah, but and then it's not even just the equipment. Like you have to if you want to go far, you have to invest in promotions. Yeah, you have to promote yourself on like different sites. Wow. So you're like, okay, I have to put this budget. I have to set aside $200 this month. I'm going to use for promotions on this site.
So there's some like special sites where
there are sites.
you can
It depends.
yourself.
It depends on what you want. So like at the era where I started selling beats online, I used to do a lot of promotion on BeatStars. BeatStars is like the biggest platform for selling beats online. Yeah.
Okay.
So when I started selling beats online there, I did like a lot of promotions there. You do promotions on YouTube. You do promotions on Instagram for some of your posts. Because you're like, okay, I want to work with, I'm making, for example, like, you're like, maybe I'm making more Afro beats and I'm not in Africa. And I want to connect with more Afrobeat artists. Yeah, so like let me promote a post in let me promote a post in Lagos, or I'll be like, maybe I want to connect to artists where I'm from. So I'm like, let me promote a post in Jos or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, just
got it.
yeah.
Wow. So it actually takes
It takes
more than just sitting down and making the beat.
It takes
more
the admin side of it actually takes a lot of time. So there are things you wouldn't even think of, like producers do, like for example sending out mailing lists. For me, like I have a brand, I have a business, I have a website, I have like it's like a business.
Yes.
So just like how you get newsletters from Zara or Pretty Little Thing saying
we have this.
we just did
something new in stock.
Exactly.
Like we have a promotion.
Exactly. And all of those things are not free. Like you have to pay for like
using those platforms. Yeah, that's
too.
so true.
So like it takes a lot of financial investment.
That's yo. I mean, from what you're saying, like it sounds like it's not so easy. Like what have been like the most difficult things you've had to go through? I mean, I feel like it's probably not only just like logistics, the beat making itself.
Yeah.
I know that music, especially from our African culture, is not something that's always like received well. Where are your family, friends supportive of you? Were they always supportive? Like did it have to grow on them? You know, these types of things.
Yeah, I'll see. Shout out to my siblings. Aww. So my sister, she's my biggest supporter, and she's my manager too. Oh. So even though there was a time, there were times when I just felt like, listen, when I was in uni, the times when I just felt like, this music thing, I think I should just drop it for now. And she's just like, no, don't. Like, you know when someone sees something in you that you can't even see, and she's just like, honestly, like I just, the way I see you is like you're the next Kanye West or yeah,
And you need those people in your life.
You need those
Yes.
people, and it's very nice when those people are your family.
Yes.
It's very nice. It's so nice. So like my sister, my brother, my brother listens to every song I produce, like, and every artist I work with, he goes to their catalog and listens to their songs. Sometimes he sends me, he's like, okay, this artist you work with, I think you should make. He sends me a song and he'll be like, I think you should make a song like this with this person you work with. And
man, that's the sweetest thing.
Shout out to my siblings.
Oh, I really, really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I can totally appreciate like how much that means. Like, I think for me, I guess my platforms, whether it's podcast or YouTube, it's something that I think, okay, fine, I share with people I care about, but like I don't expect, I'm not expectant of their support, if that makes sense, because I want people, of course, I would appreciate like if they support me, but I also want people who genuinely connect with what I do. And I know that it's not for everyone. So I can't always expect like all my friends or family to relate to it.
Yeah.
But I think when I get that feedback from like my family and they're like, oh, I've been listening to your podcast. You do really good. I'm like, what? You guys are listening to this? Because I think I'm always expecting like strangers and, other people to be the ones to be supportive. So I think for me, like it feels extra good when people that are actually close are also like enjoying what I'm doing and supporting what I'm doing and encouraging me. Like it means a lot. Yeah. And I think when it's coming from family, I remember when I went back home to Zimbabwe last year. Well, look at me going on a tangent. Nothing new. And I was telling my mom like, oh, I have YouTube, and explaining to her like what YouTube is. I had been telling her about it. And I was like, oh, since I'm home, like, let's record something, mama blessed hands. Yeah. And she was not hesitant at all. She was like, okay, let's do it. I set my little phone up. I've not uploaded this. I have so much footage that I've not uploaded on my YouTube. But that level of support meant so much for me. Like, that my mom is ready to pull up on my YouTube and support what I'm doing, even though she doesn't have a full idea of what it is I'm busy talking about on there. Yeah. Like, it really, really means a lot to me.
At first, I didn't want my parents to know because, like, my dad he used to he was just doing that because like he I think he had a fear that I wouldn't graduate, so he was all about uni, like, this one, your uni, this one, because like at some point in uni, when I found music, I wasn't really going to school like that anymore. So
you were caught up.
I didn't care about the grades anymore. I'm just like, I've found, when you find something and you're just like, this is, it makes, when I'm sad, I want to do this. When I'm happy, I want to do this. When I'm free, I want to do this as a hobby. When I'm tired, I want to do this. Like, this is what I really want to do. And then I didn't want my parents to know that I was doing like other things, like uni at first in the earlier years of my uni. But like later on, my sister told my parents, and she's like, this one, he's making beats. He has a website. This one, and then like they were so impressed and shocked and
I feel like when it's already
proud of me.
when it's already gotten there, it's like okay, like this is something. It's not just a distraction.
I remember at there was this time. So I was doing like different projects at some point. I think this was 2 years ago or last year, I don't know. And then, like, because I haven't been in Nigeria a while, whenever I was receiving money for anything music related, like a project or something, I'll ask them to send it to like my dad's account and everything. And so I called him and told him like, yo, like, I'm gonna have people send money to your account, so you can help me send. You can send it to my account and everything. And at some point, like, different people saying and he called me and he's like, what do you actually do? Like, like,
please, I hope you're not scamming anyone. 419.
No, my dad knows I would never do like 419. Like, he knows like he raised me better. I would never do that. But he's just like,
would like to think
like,
so.
What do you actually do? Like, why is someone sending you this amount of money and then like, what do you do? And he asked me like, how long have you been doing it? Like, how did you learn? Did you go to like a school for it? And we're just talking like,
man. Like, I think one of the things like that made me feel really proud that I've not given up on things that I enjoy, that are me, like just naturally me, you know, like I love to talk. I love to talk about my thoughts. I'm an opinionated person. And truly, like, this thing, I really love to do. You know what I mean? I feel like unless you feel that type of passion towards something, that's the only way you can understand when someone is expressing that, you know? So I feel like even with doing hair, for me, that's how it's like what you said, like, if I didn't want to study, I'll be like, you know what, I might as well be productive. I'm going to book some clients. Like, I'm going to get someone to do hair. I'm going to try a new style. I'm going to, you know, like, like outside of course, like,
you just feel like it
the
completes
monetary incentive, like, it makes me feel good. Like, even though I'm tired from it, even though, like, it's stressful, but I look forward to getting back to it. If it's been a week and I haven't touched hair, when I get back to it, I'm like, I'm home. I'm home. This feels good. Yeah, by the time it's like 7 hours, I'm like, oh God, I want this to finish. I'm tired. But like, I'm happy to be there. I'm happy to be like, oh, I really want to know how to do this kind of style. Like, if you see my feed, it's like full of like styles. And I'm just like, I'm not there. I'm not there. I want to get there. I want to get there. You know what I mean? So it's nice to find like those things in life that you're passionate about, and for the people around you to respect it. You know, and I think especially with braiding, it was something that I was not encouraged. Like, I was discouraged from it because, you know, I was in med school. Hey, you need to focus on school. You need to. I'm so glad I never gave up on it, because it was a really good mental break for me. It was a good hobby for me. It was a good distressor for me. It was also a good side hustle for me. It did way more than just wasting time braiding or making a little bit of money on the side for me. It built so much. In fact, it actually built a lot of the people that I would say the connections that I have in life right now. The people that you see coming to this podcast, we met because of that. You know, and we clicked and we related on life. Things outside of the hair session itself, it's one of the best things that I've had to experience in my life, because I've had to experience people, different types of people, you know, like different types of backgrounds, religions, cultures, thought patterns. I think it allowed me to open my mind and to completely undress how I think and start to realize that, like, the reality of, you know, my reality is totally different from someone else's reality. You know, what I believe in, or what I even believe is right or wrong, is very different from other people. And they feel just as strongly as I do.
Yes, you do, yeah.
So you really learn to respect that, you know what, when someone believes in this, they truly believe it. It's not because they are lost or you're right. You could also be lost, you know. So I do question a lot of things. You know, we can go on and on, but to just finish off this part of things, what have been the highlights of your journey? Like, is there a particular, let's say, artist you're like, whoa, this was great to, you know, have the opportunity to make a beat for them? What has been your highlight? I don't know.
The highlights.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had highlights.
Or the first money that got into your account. Because that tends to hit.
You know, the first time I received money from a beat, I thought someone was pranking me. I thought like it was just, I thought I was going to get a text from like one of my friends saying, haha, you think you actually made money from this? Because I'm like, how is it possible? Like, you're just doing stuff, and there's someone who doesn't even know you. It's like carrying money to. Yeah, so like it actually did change my mentality towards like, if you actually put in work in this, because you start, and then like it's for some people it goes easy. Some people will say the first beat I made, I sold it or something, but like for me it wasn't like that. Like I started making beats in 2017. In 2018, I tried to sell beats and everything, but like it just wasn't working. It felt like I was spending money and paying for platforms too, because like all these platforms you have to like pay
so you
for
were
subscriptions.
Spending more than you were making.
A lot more than like I was not even making anything. Like
so you're just pumping out money.
And I was just like, I have to stop this. And then I stopped, and then like after a year, when I felt like, okay, my beats are getting like good now, maybe I should give it a shot again. So I gave it a shot, and then I just kept on going. And then this time, I made sure I understood how the platform works more, how the business works more, and everything before I started. How you actually have to have like a brand or something. You have to have links where someone can just go to your profile or to your YouTube and click a link and find your Instagram, and go to your Instagram, click a link, find your website, so I like took out time to set out everything, and I started, and then I did it for like a couple of months, and then you just see results.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you've mentioned something really important before we close this off. It was longer than usual, but hey, we're here to learn that sometimes you need to take that break.
You need
to reevaluate, to
regroup,
regroup, to recover from the humbling processes.
For real.
To recover from the humbling processes.
It was a very humbling process.
You know, it's necessary.
Sorry for interrupting. I remember there was this beat I made, and then I was playing it to a friend. Eminem TR. He also did civil engineering, but like he's a rapper too now.
Okay.
And then before I started making music, he was my friend and everything. So like when I beat beats, like I used to play them for him and everything. I remember playing him this beat, and I played it for him from like my SoundCloud or something like that. And he was like, did I post this beat like this so that no one would steal it? Like can I show him the actual copy of the beat? And I'm like, this is the final version.
This is my homework.
This is my homework. I did my best here. Yeah, you know when your friends are telling you that without them even knowing, like he actually thought like I watered down the beat and posted like a shitty quality version of it, and then I'm like, this is my best quality, no tags, no nothing, like. And then like so like things like that, just that kind of I knew like I had to find out like what's making him think
that. Yes,
think
and
that.
that's how
like,
you learn.
What about, because to me it's like this is a masterpiece. To me, this is a masterpiece. Like, so that's fine. Like, you find out like what am I not doing right? What am I not doing?
Yeah.
And then the thing we put in your work out is that you actually. I mean, you shouldn't compare yourself to anyone, but you actually see how good you're doing in the markets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because,
So
I mean,
it's like,
it is a competitive market. You're not competing against yourself.
I know they will say don't compete, but like, to be honest, like,
no, I think there's a healthy amount of
there's
competition.
a healthy amount of competition you have to have. Like, you just knowing that, like, if I don't do this, the next guy is going to get another guy to do the same thing.
Exactly.
And maybe even better. So
that's so true.
You just have to. That doesn't mean you should burn yourself out. You should know when you should take breaks and everything. But still, just know that.
Be ready to put in the work.
Be ready to put in the work. Yeah.
Well, guys, to conclude this education segment, this is about, like, if you'd like to be a producer, some of the qualities that you need to have, you have to have a good ear, you have to have good people skills,
patience.
You have to have a lot of patience, and some money stacked up ready to invest, in this endeavor, because it will not be cheap. You will need like sound equipment and things like that. And, you have to host different platforms. You have to prepare yourself and subscribe to whatever you need to subscribe to. And that's it for us from the education segment. And moving on
to...
Yes. To just vibes, man. Just vibes. Okay, so guys, we're going to finish off with the last segment, and it's just going to be vibes. We're just going to chill. And as an icebreaker, because we took a little break, we have a little game, I'm pretty sure some of you guys listen to like Shits and Gigs podcast. So we're going to adopt that because we have, an artist, music writer here.
Songwriter.
Exactly. I write poetry, so maybe we can see if I can write the rhymes.
Okay.
It would be crazy if you then made a beat to it. That was so cool.
Yeah. If you're good enough, then we could try making a song to
It's the shade for me. It's the shade for me. Okay, so you go.
First rhyme. Should I go with something? What's the difficulty level?
Come on, easy.
Easy.
We are not like established like you.
Okay.
Nursery rhymes. Thank you.
Okay. This weather. With this weather, if I step outside, I'll definitely need my jacket.
Come on. Are you serious? Jacket? No, this is
Jacket
not
goes,
nursery
jacket
rhymes.
goes.
No.
Jackets,
Buckets.
buckets,
Lockets.
blankets, lockets.
No, but I
kids'
feel like it's a
blankets.
complicated word. Let's go with
Okay, let's go
Come
with
on,
like one
Abba.
syllable words. Let's go with one syllable words.
We need something simple, fam.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, let me go.
Yeah, you should go first.
You think you're cool, but you can catch me if you can. Come on, can is easy.
Yeah, it's easy. It's
Can is
easy.
easy.
I just felt like you're rhyming cool. So start again. Let's start again. I think you're rhyming. Okay, start again. Just same sentence.
Okay.
You think?
You think you're cool, but you can catch me if you can.
You think you fly, but you can catch me in my barn.
What is that? It's kind of hot in here. We really need a fan.
Ooh. Okay.
You got something to cook, or do you even have a pan?
Okay, I think it's the wine that's
Yeah.
shaking my senses.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We see.
Okay,
But
let
I'm
me-
here. I'm actually a total stan.
Okay.
Hey.
If you want to go home, let me know. I can drop you off with my van.
Hey.
You're acting
I
like
mean,
you're
it's-
just a fan, but I know we might beat you a stand.
Yeah, you say what you're saying, but like your van is kind of small. I'm a whole clan.
I was gonna use clan next, but
I mean, we're in winter now, but in summer I had a tan.
ooh.
Don't play with the
Let's go.
girl. Take it
I
on
don't
the
like-
beat. Take it on the beat. Okay.
I like my Fanta in the glass and I like my Coke in the can. Let's go, beat that.
Okay, I really like how that sounds. You sound like you have a plan.
Oh, I miss my mom. Last time I spoke to her, she asked me when last I spoke to my gran.
Fam, you're really right. It's actually been a span.
And then when I check all my emails these days, I see nothing in my spam.
I'm done.
If you should try another word.
I'm done. Yeah, but that was cool. That was fun.
That was cool.
Oh, that was cool. That was fun.
No.
Yeah. Okay, we've got an icebreaker. Mr. Wine over here. Yeah. So anyways, like I think I'd like to like get to know you more, especially in relation to Debrecen, because you know Debrecen Diaries.
Blast from
Everyone
the past.
has. What do you mean? You've just been here like 2 months ago. My guy's like blast from the past. I think
like 4 months.
when we get out of Deb, it's just like we want to live it
It's
so
way
far
behind me.
behind.
It's behind me now.
Yeah, but like, what was your experience like studying in Debrecen?
Well, my first year was nice. Then everything just went downhill from there.
How so?
Like, so I think I failed a course because of attendance. And then, I'm not trying to blame music, but like there's kind of like a correlation. No, there's no correlation. I don't know. I feel that before I was even making beats, actually.
That was all you.
It was all me. It was all me, yeah. So because of attendance, I failed the course, and then the course had like prerequisites, so like it was holding back. Like,
Far-reaching implications.
and like I was the
Don't tell
only.
me you were doing a whole medical degree, please. That's what...
When do you think I started?
I don't even want to know.
Don't ask. Like it was longer than the medical degree.
Whoa.
Yo,
So you could have actually just done medicine instead.
No. I didn't even do biology in high school. So like from the start, I knew I wasn't gonna do medicine. So yeah, and then like that just.
I mean,
drilled me.
looking back now, as the Abba of today, I would say you're a grown man now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure now you can hold yourself accountable in some ways.
Yeah, definitely.
Retrospectively.
It was only.
Like, what was going on? Like, was it immaturity, or like were you actually like in a headspace where you were really like struggling to cope with school? And I guess, coming here, it's also like you're trying to find yourself as well. Was it like poor friendship, influence? Like, what was it?
I don't think it's friendships. If anything, I was the influencer, not the influenced. I don't think it's finding myself because I think I was grown already when I came.
You think?
I didn't come here immediately after high school. I came here like 2 years after high school.
Okay.
So I think I was matured enough. I had done like A levels. Yeah, I had lived away from home for like a while. So I knew things I would do that would hurt my studies and everything. But I don't know what happened. And it's like I just wasn't going for like classes. I think I just got like very comfortable. And then
You
like
think it was gonna be like easy or something?
yeah, I underestimated the woman actually. I think I underestimated her because she was so nice. I remember like there was this class that was on my birthday. My first birthday in Debrecen, and I didn't go for the class. And then next day there was an assignment I was supposed to submit, so I went to her next day to submit it. And she was so nice. She was like, "How you hope you enjoyed your birthday and everything." Just for her at the end of the semester to switch up on me, she's like, "You didn't go for enough classes. You missed more than 3 classes. Like 3 is the max you're supposed to miss."
Yeah, but you knew that.
I missed like 5.
I think personally for me, it's something I completely cannot understand. The fact that like they tell you the rules, they tell you the consequences.
Wow, you're trying to shade me now.
No. Like I'm trying to whoop the butt of that boy.
That boy, yeah.
Yeah, and somebody here who's listening, listen. They tell you the consequences of your actions. They tell you the requirements, and you're still expecting something to be different.
My bad,
That's
my
on
bad.
you.
My bad.
That's really on you. And then people act like, oh my gosh, like this professor is so stuck up and, like he's so not understanding.
She switched up on me.
What do you mean she switched up on you?
Like, she was nice.
She should have been
halfway through the
mean.
Something happened to her, actually. Like, something happened in her personal life.
But this doesn't
That
change
made
the
her
school
just
rules.
switch up. Yeah, but still, like...
Nah.
why do
You guys
switch?
follow the rules.
Yeah.
Like, if they're communicated to you clearly and you're supposed to do
it's
something,
bad.
come
but
on,
like,
guys.
this is what I tell myself. I tell myself it's God's plan.
Sure.
Like in the end, like, okay, that wasn't the only, like, I had setbacks. Like, that was just the beginning. Like, my course was 4 years, but I did it in 7 years. Yeah, so people who joined the course when I was in my 3rd year, or when I was supposed to be in my 3rd year, I graduated with them. Yeah.
So, take us through the journey. So, first year, there was a course that you failed.
Second year, I was trying to see if they would let me do like the courses I was supposed to do unofficially, and I'll get the grades. And then later on, when I get the prerequisites for that, they'll just add for me the grades instead of doing that during the semester. And I couldn't do that. And that taught me a big lesson in life, that you just focus on what you have to do at the moment. Don't think of far future, because that was what I was doing. I was just thinking of trying to graduate on time, but then it's like I was spending so much time on doing courses I wasn't supposed to do, and wouldn't even add to my
In the end.
So it's like I was wasting time on those hard courses when I could have just focused on like the basic ones and just had like
And build
one
it up
extra
as well.
semester. Yeah, but I was just like trying to pack as many things as possible, and I was getting overwhelmed and everything. Along the way, though, music came.
when music came, at some point, I think like 2019. I was just like, yo, fuck this school shit. I think 2019 or 2020, one of those pandemic year or something like that. I was just like, I don't even care anymore. Like, I just want to make music now. Like, I feel like if I put all my energy into this, I would really like go far, because like that was the first time I felt like I really found something I wanted to do. The reason why I even chose engineering in the first place is because like growing up, my dad was like my biggest role model. Like I wanted to be like him. To me, he was like the, I don't know if it's a guy thing, but like we guys just grow up, we look at like your parents.
Father figure,
so
yes,
yeah, your father is
true.
the first
Example of a man.
example of a man you have, and then your mother is the first example of a woman you have.
Yes.
So like for me, it's just like my dad was how a man should be. So like after high school, I remember them asking me, "What do you want to study?" I was just like, I don't know, but engineering is fine. Because my
But
dad
it wasn't
was an engineer.
from like a passion choice.
Yeah,
It was
I
just
only
like,
wanted to do that
this is
because-
what I know and what I see. This is cool.
I just wanted to do that because like my dad was an engineer. I guess it still is. Yeah, my dad is an engineer. Well, yeah, at the time, yeah. So that was just, I just felt like, okay, what do you want to do? Engineering.
Fair enough.
Because that's what it is. So it's not like, but then I found music along the way, and then it was so sad that I found music in my second year of uni. A lot of people find it as teenagers and everything. Mind you, I used to drum. Like I used to.
So you play some instruments,
Yeah,
not
I
just
do.
the keyboard.
Yeah, I do.
I think
do.
that adds on to
Yeah, I do.
your
The little
keen ear as
instruments here and there and there. and
I know
there.
it's not here and there. I know you
I'm
trying to
trying to be humble.
humble bragging.
Yeah, but like
Careful.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm not 41.
Really? Don't jinx it.
Yeah, so like, and I knew that was what I wanted to do, but like growing up, at some point, I think my parents hinted that like this child really loves music and everything, and this thing. And then I remember there was this time as a child, my parents were trying to get like, because they wanted their children also to be like, my mom used to sing in a women's fellowship. Yeah, so she
wanted
then my
you guys
dad
to participate.
Yeah, she wanted us to participate in church things, and then my dad was like, he listens to jazz music, so like he actually wanted his children to like play like something and everything. And then like as a child, I used to pack like tins of like, I don't know if you guys have Bon Vita in
No,
Zen.
what's
but you know
Bon
Milo.
Vita? Yes.
Yeah, so
those
Bon
cans.
Vita it was before Milo, but like
Speaking of Milo, we call it Milo.
Milo
It's Milo, guys.
is Milo.
Choco Milo. It's Milo.
So wait. When you guys are doing, this sound of pa 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 Milo. That's what you guys say.
No.
What do you guys say? Milo.
No, it's Milo. But you guys did the thing.
there's-
You had a Milo. We had
there
a
was
Milo.
a chance, yeah. There was just like Milo.
Okay, we didn't have that.
Milo.
Okay.
Nah, Milo.
It sounds better.
Milo is a name.
Well, it's also the brand of the chocolate drink.
Yeah.
And anyway, we'll have that debate later. Fine.
We'll have that debate later. But like
So you had a
so I'll
Milo
get, like,
drum set.
milk, and like I'll get drums and this thing, and then like just make them sound different. I'll punch holes in some, get the covers and use them as cymbals and everything. I had a drum set. Yeah. Like when my mom came for like my graduation and we had like a dinner, she was saying like, she didn't know like as a child, she didn't know like it would be something.
Wow.
Also, but like as a child, I would spend hours just outside. I was set it up. They still make fun of me in like when we have like family calls and everything, and then we're talking about my music. They always make fun of it. There was this time when I think like someone threw them away. Like it was like garbage to them. They just
course,
packed and
yes,
threw it
empty
away.
cans.
And then I was crying for hours. Like, how could you do this to me? Yeah, so like it's just like I was just always interested in those things. And then my I still remember that time there was a time in my family where things were tough. So I still remember they got my brother a guitar because my brother plays the guitar.
Wow, musical family. The big sis is here. She's just managing everything.
And then my elder sister was the only girl in our church in Boys Brigade. Boys Brigade is like a church paramilitary organization and everything. So she was the only girl that she used to play like tenor drums.
Oh wow.
And it was a whole
Thing, of course. That's
yeah.
so cool.
So like they asked me what I wanted. Obviously they couldn't get me drums because I would just not allow them sleep at night. And then
Of
they asked if I
course.
could get like a. And then I remember going to a music shop with my mom, and then she asked. We saw keyboards and everything, and then she asked for like a keyboard, and then they called some mad price, and then it was so expensive, and she was just like, oh, she just said okay, and we left the shop, and that's where leaving. She was telling me like we can't really buy this right now because like we don't have the money and everything. And then as a child, like it was just like that was like my first experience of like wanting something because I was really excited going to the shop and everything, and she really wanted to get me that, you know.
Yeah, but it was too expensive.
But it was like at that time just the funds for that wasn't there. So it was just like you just have to we'll see what we can do and everything. And then because like she didn't know like there are like tiny budget ones you could get.
That's true.
And then a lot of the shops don't even sell because like those budget, I don't know, a lot of the shops, like I think the shop we went to was like a popular music shop, so like they sell
only
like
high-end stuff.
exactly
Yeah.
high-end stuff. And then yeah, she just let me know like we can get this for you. Well, you want your whole siblings to starve for the whole yeah, but like stuff like that. That was actually like that's one memory I remember as a child and everything. Because like it's like something like they wanted me to do it and everything. Yeah, and then they got this church instructor because I don't go
Like
to
a choir
in
instructor,
their church.
music instructor.
Yeah, I don't go to the same church with my parents. Very me and my siblings go to one church. Our parents go to one church.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
yeah, growing up.
That's
So
different.
yeah, it's a whole. Yeah, so she got the choir instructor and everything to start teaching me and my brother how to play like instruments and everything. My brother went to a school where they used to teach them how to play guitar or something like that. So like yeah, and then we were like in the same class. We are the same age. We are twins actually.
Wait, you have a twin?
Yeah, I do have a twin brother.
Why didn't you say?
I shout out to him. Shout out to you if you're listening to this. He's probably gonna listen to it from beginning to end because he's
Shout
one
out
of
to
my,
you, fam.
Yeah, TNIA 2.
Yes,
2.0.
that's why it's Abba and Adam.
That's
I'm
why
done.
Yeah, my dad has so he had to be like same starting from like the same letter A and E.
Well, when he listens, hey Adam.
Hey Adam. Yeah, so
Oh, that's so cute.
yeah, so we're always like moving at the same pace and everything. So
Fair
he was
enough.
playing the guitar and then I played the keyboard. And then they had like a small keyboard in church that he would teach me some things and he would like carry this keyboard, go home and practice it. So I was smaller at that time, so I would carry the keyboard and go home and practice. Yeah. And then
So this carrying the keyboard from church has always been a thing.
it's always been a thing.
It's always been a thing, hey?
It's always been a thing. I never played an instrument in church, like for church, until I got to Debrecen. I never did. So like I mean people, and I feel like it would like I'm still grateful for the opportunity I had, but like there's one thing when you know you're a committed church player in like somewhere like Africa where they take like religion more seriously, you can even go deeper.
Because I mean, it becomes
I feel like I would have
secular
been a
music
better,
as well.
better
So
keyboard player ever played in church, but I never really did. So
it allowed
Yeah.
you to explore as far, I guess, in your own way.
yeah,
as
so
you
that
wanted.
was my first exposure to music theory and playing of the keyboard. Yeah.
So it was always in there. I mean,
It was
I guess
always
you
in there.
found it again when you were now like in this space? You know,
in
you
this
found
space,
yourself back there.
I found myself back there. And crazy, I don't know if you remember the Buzadara song.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That took. Listen, Booza, cash from the Mish and British.
You know
Listen,
this.
like we were so tired of that song because I remember at the time, like it was taking Debrecen by the storm, and
So
like,
hungry, but still.
but exactly, like this thing has got millions of views, if I'm not mistaken.
Millions. You probably wouldn't know, but like I'm in the video. I was some backup dance.
We're gonna play it on YouTube and see.
Yeah, we're gonna see it like after this. Yeah.
People play that song so much. I was so annoyed. I was like, I'm tired. But you know that song that's like, you know when you're watching something, you go on TikTok, you see it. You go on Instagram, you see it.
You see
it's
it
there in your head. You know the lyrics and everything.
Yeah, so
That's how that
the
Buzadara song was.
MK, my friend at the time, my close friend, I still there. But like we used to go to the same church, the same church and everything with friends, and invited me to his house. And this was before the song even dropped and everything. So he invited me. He's like, "You just come. Like, I need someone to do backup dance for me and everything." Like, I was like, "Sure, my guy. Why not? Like, I'll support you. Like, I'm not a great dancer, but like, I'll try. I just anything." Yeah. And he told me he was gonna post it on Facebook. I didn't know it was going on YouTube. So like, yeah, he was playing me the beats there, and I was like, "You made this? Yo, if you could do this, like in your house, like just here sitting down, you could make the beat. Then I think like I can do it too. Like, and from that, I'm just like, you teach me, install the software you use for me, and everything like that. So he was like the first person that introduced me to like music production, and from there, I just kept on going. He left Debrecen shortly after. I had to pick up and tell myself, like, yo, I really want this. Like, I used to, sometimes I would go to his house and, like, wait, like, when he's free, then he would teach me some things. And,
So that's how the music. So
yeah.
you know, I feel like a lot of people who do music or some form of art, they, especially if they find it at a time where maybe other things are at a low point in their life, it becomes like this crutch or some type of like a healing thing. How did you then get back on track, like with your schoolwork? Because you still had this looming and everything like that. Like you mentioned how initially it was like, you know what, I don't even care about school. I just want to do this thing.
Yeah.
How did you get back on track?
Because I just told myself, like, I started, so I have to finish. So at some point, I had to, like, put the music on pause. Yeah, to finish school.
And I mean, when you got back into that and you're like, whoa, this is my passion, what did that do for you? Do you feel like you had this, like, renewed surge of energy or passion for life in general? Or it was just like, okay, I found something I'm really feeling. Okay, now I've decided I'm going to pursue this to completion.
For the music or for school? Which one?
For the school. Like, did that discovery affect other parts of your life? Like, did it affect your school in terms of, like, did it renew anything in you? That
I knew I was just in school to get a degree. I don't know if I should be saying this on the podcast.
No, I think you should.
In case my future employers, well, by the grace of God, my future employers are going to be in music.
Look at that.
Yeah, but yeah, I just felt like, okay, I have to get this degree. Like, I started, I should finish it.
Like, I can relate to that, you know. Not even but I wouldn't say that it's because, like, medicine isn't my passion. But
is it your passion?
I think the medical field is, yes. It's part
passion
of,
in the medical field.
It's part of my passion. Okay. Part of, right? So I think I was having this really, I think, awakening moment, I think last year, where I had to completely reevaluate who I was as a person outside of who everybody else expected me to be, which is something I didn't even realize I was struggling with for a good chunk of my life. Because I think a lot of high achievers, especially early on in life, you know, primary, whatever, academic achievers, especially African setting, we struggle with this a lot. I was discussing it with my girlfriend the other time that we get so much of this external validation about, this academic achievements and things like that, that you start to believe that, okay, this is who I am and this is the center and the core of who I am, right? And it means that other parts of you don't really get nurtured. And because there's always this constant positive reinforcement around this, you almost feel like, okay, this is the right thing to do. This is the right way to go. Because guess what? First in class, or if you're great in school, everybody's like, yeah, you're so great. And there's positive reinforcement around that, right? And while a lot of us are taught, oh, you can be anything you want in the world, beyond the sky is the limit and all these other things, in reality, that's not how it's translated. So actually, there's still a cap to what we can do. For example, I was like, from the moment I started to speak, I even have these memories of myself. Like, I love to speak publicly. I was the narrator in the kindergarten play. I was doing poetry since I was in primary school, writing Shona poetry, English poetry, debate and public speaking, speech and drama. That is something that has been in me. It's not something that I was encouraged. It was like, it's a natural thing that comes to me. Speaking, it comes to me naturally. And now I say this with so much conviction because it's still like, I'm in that place where I'm like, no, this has always been in me, And I remember when I was in high school, I was like doing like debate and public speaking, and I was like really doing well, provincial level. Obviously there's levels, like you have provincial level, national level, international level, but there was a cap. Because at the end of the day, school was supposed to be my main priority. So if these debate and public speaking trips were taking me too far away from that, then no. So it's like, yeah, sky's the limit, but we have a cap. There is a limit. You get my point, exactly. So at the end of the day, it was like everything is still centered around this. So that's what you need to develop about yourself. So, and you get a positive reinforcement around that. So you feel like you're on the right path. And then at some point in time, you're just like, but this is not hitting. It's not hitting anymore. You get to that point where it's just not hitting anymore. And then you realize, oh, that's the difference between something that maybe you are good at because you've just gotten so much practice at it and something that you're passionate about and also good at, or something that you're gifted at. Some people are gifted academics. They're great at doing school. And actually, I don't think I'm one of those people.
Like Clifford.
Exactly. And you can see that he is passionate about this, and everything like that. And I feel like being gifted in other areas is just as being gifted. Do you get my point? It's just as much a talent as other things. So I think when I discovered braiding, and when I look back at where it began, I always wanted to play with hair and things like that. I don't have a sister, so I never had that. And my mom is tender-headed, so I could never play around with her hair. She never allowed me to touch her hair. So it was my hair that I could play with in dolls. So I learned how to do hair on my head. This was since I was in primary school, not even before I went to high school. Like I'm 10, I'm 9. That's when I'm learning how to do my hair. And then it's growing as I'm growing as well, because that's how badly I just wanted to do my own hair. And I like these styles, and I like to be creative with my hands. I used to knit. I used to do like these Scoobies, like the junior school that I went to, there were a lot of like Middle Eastern. So there were like also an Asian. So there were like Indians, Pakistanis, and all these other, groups. And they also used to have their own little things that they used to do. That's not part of our culture, but I would participate in that as well because I just enjoyed being creative with my hands. So it's something that's always been there, right? But then when you grow up and these things are not really being like nurtured to their full extent, it feels like a new discovery. But like what you were saying, like you look back, but the music has always been there. Yeah. It's always been there. But here you are feeling like you're making this new discovery just because maybe you didn't get an opportunity to nurture it through and through. Maybe you could have actually started making beats in high school.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? So hopefully we can be different parents. Yeah, we can nurture these things. I know that like academics are important in the climate that we're in, but I think we can do everything. I saw how impressed I think my mom and some of my aunties who were there for my graduation, because, you know, we had like this lovely dinner and all my friends and I, you know, we were like introducing ourselves to each other, because not all my friend groups like know each other, and introducing them to my mom and my aunts and everything. And we were talking about what we do. So everybody was like, yeah, I'm a med student and I do makeup. I'm a med student, I do nails. I'm a professional at this and I also do this. And they were like, wow, these kids are wow, you know? And it made me feel so proud that I didn't give up on the things that I'm passionate about, because I don't have to choose. I don't only have to be a medical doctor. Yeah, there are people who choose that and that's great, but I'm everything. And that's how I was created. I don't have to choose. I'm passionate. I'm a stylist. That's me, and I love that. I'm a speaker, and I love that, and I'm gifted at that. I'm a doctor, and I have my space in that.
You didn't say I love that.
It's because I think I'm still...
You're like, I'm a stylist, I love that. I'm a fashionist, I love that. I'm a doctor.
Yeah, because I think I'm still...
And that's me.
And that's me. Yeah, I think it's because I'm still discovering my space in that. You know what I mean? I'm still discovering my space in that. So, you know, I did general medicine, and I wouldn't say that that is my passion. General medicine is my passion. I have things that I'm passionate about in medicine that are more niche, but I haven't gotten practice at it for me to tell you that, you know what, this. I love like obstetrics and gynecology. I love women's health. I'll tell you that. So, but I'm yet to practice it. Like, I've gotten practice with all these other things that I do. Like, I've done hair for 7 years. I can tell you confidently I enjoy this because I've done it consistently over many years. Like speaking and things like that. This is something I've had a lot of practice at as well from a young age. So I can tell you confidently that, I enjoy this stuff, you know. But it's been nice to free myself off not making these things an important part of my life because I'm supposed to prioritize my medical career. These things are part of who I am, and they're my passions, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I think a lot of us fight this battle because it's like, fam, okay, you did a whole civil engineering degree, so you're not going to be a civil engineer. And that's some kind of waste. I don't believe that. I don't believe that it's a waste that you're a civil engineer, because there are a lot of things that along that path have equipped you to become the kind of beat maker that you are today. Yeah. You had to be a civil engineer and to be the kind of TNIA that you are. That isn't other people who didn't go through the path that you went through, who didn't make the mistakes that you made while pursuing this degree, and having the courage to see it to completion as well. I think I remember my having this conversation with my mom, and I was telling her how tired I was. You know, med school is a long program. And I was like, Mom, like, and I started to realize if I drop this thing, I only have a high school diploma. That's what I have, you know? And that reality, and I'm just like, but it's been 5 years. And so it feels like I don't have anything still, and it's been 5 years, you know what I mean? And she was telling me, she was like, Tendi, with every degree program, there is that part that's going to be so hard. And you're going to feel like, I can't do it. I can't make that last push. It was the same thing with your elder brother. It's the same thing for everyone. There are going to be those courses that are super, super hard and you just feel like you can't do it. But there's a power of seeing something to completion. And I feel like even that, it gave me a relief a little bit that, okay, at least she's not expectant for me to just pursue this for the rest of my life. But she understands that, you know what, just see it to completion. And then what you can choose for the next step is up to you, kind of thing. Because I feel like I was just feeling this internal pressure. Oh, now everybody's going to expect me to do this and go this path with my life and then do this and then do that. And I'm just like, but I don't know if that's what I want to do. And, you know, it was just scary. But there is a power of seeing things to completion. Why? It builds the discipline that you're going to need in the career of choice that you're going to choose. So even for someone right now who's listening to this podcast and they're like, maybe the thing that you're doing right now is not really your passion, there is an importance in the paths that we take to our passions because they build our character. They build the qualities that we may need. I feel like going through med school allowed me to develop my business savvy because now I started doing the hair and everything like that. I am a multitasker. You get what I'm saying?
I get.
And I can balance myself in that way, and it's necessary for the passions I want to pursue. So everything has its role. The civil engineering that you did has its role, and maybe you haven't even fully discovered its full extent. And while maybe you realize that, fam, for me to take this where I want to take this, I need a whole lot more capital. I need a bigger studio. I need more beats. And this is what is going to take me there. And you're going to get back into that. You know what I mean? We do what we have to do to get where we want to get to.
True.
Yeah. So
True.
everything has its purpose. And that's part of the journey, hey? Hence the journey of life. We're traveling together through this, hey? We're really traveling together. So I'm sure like it's not been easy. I think Debrecen, depression, same word, kind of. Have you faced those types of like mental struggles as well while you were there?
Yeah, I have. I think I got sick too last year. I got admitted. I had surgery.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
I didn't know.
That was. I think that was a tough time too. So, I think I also lost like because like the illness I had was causing like hair loss. So I was bald for like a year.
There's a full head of hair on your head, right?
It's full, yeah. But like, I'm sure you can't.
Beard and everything.
You can't really imagine me, but I was like,
oh my gosh.
Skin, like, because like my hair was
Skin
like,
fade.
like, it was like just patches everywhere, and I couldn't like be walking around with patches on my head. Like the patches were like big ass patches, like big. So I was just bald, skinhead. That really, because it was like a swift change, just like looking at my visual appearance. I say I don't even have like a lot of pictures from that year, because I was just like I switched up physically such a very quickly, like fast. Yeah, so I was just, I don't know what the cause was. They said like I had like tonsillitis, like my tonsils were super inflamed, which I was supposed to have like surgery from like high school, but I just never did. Just kept on pushing it.
So you kept like
But I
getting
think-
flare-ups every now and then.
Yeah, I was having sore throat, so we go. But I think like the hair loss was due to stress actually. When I was doing my thesis, it was very hectic. So yeah, that happened. That was a hard time. One of my hardest times. So shout out to all the people who were there for me. My flatmates, everyone. Yeah.
Bruh, so how did you eventually get out of that? Because I mean, you're talking about your thesis, so this is like a critical point at in your program at that point. It's like,
yeah, I finished the thesis and everything. Of course, I was wearing like caps and like face caps, just different things to cover my hair throughout that part. And then during last year summer, I was in the hospital during the summer.
this is only last year, 2022.
Yeah, 2022. Yeah,
Whoa.
I was sick from summer too. Yeah, that was like I think that was when I was really down. I was making music. I couldn't do much. I couldn't do a lot of things. I couldn't eat. Yeah.
Would it like upset you and you want to throw it up, or you just...
Nah, you know how like West Africans, we love like spicy food. Let me say Nigerians, we love like spicy food. I couldn't eat spicy food for months. I couldn't even eat, like I was on like liquid diet for like months.
Ish.
Got a lot slimmer. God, I was just like, who is this person? And at the same time, I was still bored. Like, so I was just becoming a different person. I'm like, I don't like the person I've become now and everything. Yeah. So I think that was like one hard time. It was cool too. I had like times when, I don't know, there was this time I traveled for my sister's wedding, and just because there was this project for the semester, I didn't submit it physically. The guy was like, he's gonna fail me and everything.
Ish.
Yo, that really pained me. And I was trying to explain to him, like, yo, I had to travel for like family commitment. But nah, in civil. You know, in Debrecen, like a lot of people talk about like medicine, but civil engineering, it's tough out there.
Now, when I heard when Clifford was talking, I was like, bruh, this is some serious stuff, you know?
And with Clifford was like maybe the second best student.
There you go.
So you're hearing from like someone who was like
Managing pretty well.
way above average. But the average is like, I wasn't the only one who graduated like 3 years after I was supposed to graduate. There's some people who didn't graduate. Some people graduated a year later. Some people 2 years later. Some people haven't even still. Like,
They're still in the pits.
in the pits.
In the pits, in the trenches.
So like, Debrecen was I'm grateful that I found music in Debrecen because I feel like God led me there so that I could, like, maybe I would have been doing something differently. Like the whole everything, me meeting the MK to find out he makes music in his home, then I can do it too. Yeah. So I like had that to like console me and everything. That was like my what's that
Consolation
thing?
prize.
Yeah, that was
Consolation prize.
yeah, that was my
I think we all have a little bit. We have each person has their thing.
A consolation prize.
Their consolation prize. You know, some people came out. I mean, my consolation prizes are a lot. I think I came out with some amazing friendships for sure, like that I still treasure up until now.
Now, yeah. Some people's consolation prize that they became stronger.
Exactly. And that's the biggest one. We all become strong in the end, actually.
You become stronger. You're like, I don't believe I went through this.
I mean, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I feel like it even sounds crazy. You'd be like, guys, you don't understand. I lost my hair.
I lost my hair. I remember you. Because it was like for some people, some people wouldn't just get it. Like, why did you barb your whole hair? Like,
and it's like,
and then you have to explain, like, yeah, it's actually like, I'm not well.
And I think it's not easy to
not easy to
not
explain.
only to see yourself in a physical sense. You know, sometimes when you're going through stuff, like you look in the mirror and you don't see yourself, right?
No.
But you can imagine actually in physicality.
That wasn't TNIA. It was TNIS. The name is someone else. I don't know who that person.
No.
TNIA, no, exactly.
TNI ain't it.
Yeah. That person was someone else.
Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, it's really wild. I mean, I guess in conclusion, what advice would you give, I guess, someone who is potentially going through, let's say, even some health difficulties while they're in uni or they're trying to push through, you know what I mean? Like, what advice
Honestly,
would you give them?
I would say just stay with God. Not even during the sickness, like after I graduated, I tried building a relationship with God. And then what I realized is that a lot of times I'm just like, because like I grew up in like a family that takes like religion and spirituality like serious. So sometimes I'm just like, God, damn, help me. I want to actually get back. I feel like I don't have a relationship with God anymore. You can see my Bible there. Have you gone to anybody's house and seen that size of Bible before?
Really? Mine is definitely smaller than that one. And it's not even
Yeah,
like
I've had a Bible
on the
like
forefront. Somewhere in the back.
Yeah, in the forefront there. Yeah, so like I just realized it's more than just you saying, God, like I want to have a walk with you. Like it's about you taking like a first step. So it's just like, okay, every Sunday I don't go to church, but every Sunday I want to watch a sermon and everything. It's just like once you take that first step, I always used to be of like the notion of, if you want to change, decide today I want to change and change, find out changing. But like, yeah, like it took me time to realize like things don't just work that way. You have to build, like be like. So I would say like even if you take out, which you shouldn't as a Christian, because like what I learned from like my pastor in Debrecen, Pastor Paul, he said Christianity is 100% physical, 100% spiritual. Yeah. So it's like, if you don't believe in the spiritual, then you're not even doing the whole thing. So it's not even if you take out the spiritual, just having a walk with God, it's just like you have a purpose. God has helped. Unfortunately, some people haven't found their purpose in like their
That's
20s
true.
and everything.
Yeah.
But here am I in my 20s. God has shown me like, this is what I want you to do. This is what you want in your life. This is what you should do for the rest of your life. And then it's just like, now all you have to do is to follow me and make the right decisions as I would want you to. I being God, not me. Like, God is like, as I would want you to. So even if you take out the spiritual part of, this, like, just for example, just going to church on Sunday helps you manage your time for the rest of the week.
That's so true.
Because you go to church on Sunday, okay, you know that on Saturday I cannot sleep late. I have to sleep early so that I can wake up to go to church on Sunday. Then you go to church on Sunday, you're awake, you go to church, you do everything, you come back in the afternoon, you eat. You're like, oh, okay, I have a few beats to make, I have a song to mix and everything. Next thing you find out, it's like evening. Then you sleep in the evening, like, next day you wake up in the morning, like, just going to church, just that simple act of going to worship God has already set your time for you. That's already set your week. So like I'm like we need to change the way we look at like spirituality.
Because it's not only spiritual,
You know,
it's
the-
physical.
it's
Yeah,
also
because sometimes,
physical.
we're really
Just
like, I
doing-
pray to God in my church, but like the physical act of, actually opening up your Bible and reading it,
Exactly.
compared to just going to church and all these other physical,
Exactly.
like you said, 100% physical and 100%
physical.
spiritual.
It's physical. If you read some verses in the Bible, sometimes like I just, and then the funny thing is that when you open your mind and say, God, like I actually want to work with, and you put an effort, it's going to work. So for example, you just be like, okay, maybe my effort is to watch one, to go to one. There are all these Christian pages on Instagram. Every social media has its own Christian side. You're just like, okay, let me watch one video a day. With time, your For You page, your suggested will start
If you see
changing.
my For You page.
Exactly, to start changing. Like all this is just one step. Just take one
gosh.
step with God, and He'll help you take the second step. He'll help you take the
that's
third
so
step.
true.
He'll help you take.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That one is for me. I don't even know if it's for anyone who's listening, but that sub that one's for me.
I don't know if like I wasn't supposed to go speak, but like every platform I have, I would always talk about Jesus. Like that's what I would.
Well, thank you. I think I really, as a Christian as well, I think I really needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely been a struggle in that regard. And I think sometimes we have this cushion that, we have a merciful God.
You
And
forgive me after all.
you can always
But
pull up
my words
whenever.
are in the book of Jesus, though. Shall we continue to sing? So that grace me up. Okay, let me know.
Yay. Pastor TNIA, please now. Yeah, honestly, like this has been so wholesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving
You're
my
welcome.
podcast this platform. And, we are using your studio here. And you've been so open, even about like things that are really personal, that you've gone through. I know that there's a purpose for that, for people to listen and to learn and to grow, to find their passions, to discover more, to have some of the information that maybe we didn't have when we were trying to pursue our passions. Like someone who's passionate about beat producing, now they can be like, there's this involved, there's that involved. Maybe some things we had to discover every single thing, every single step by ourselves. So thank you,
You're
Abba,
welcome.
for
Thank you,
coming
Tandy.
through. I mean, I look forward to having you on in the near or later future.
Yeah.
And we've got something cooking, but we're not going to jinx it. Yeah. Any last words?
Find God.
There you go.
That's my last word.
Find God.
Find God. And also, I think you could follow me on. I try to follow all my socials everywhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna put all the links. So make sure you follow him on. all
Follow
his
me.
socials.
I'm on YouTube. I'm on everywhere. Everywhere you're on, I'm there. So just all you have to do is to search for me and find me. You understand?
Yeah.
Probably have a couple of projects coming up next year, which I'm excited for. Working with a couple of rappers to work on hip hop projects. I would probably release a project of my own. It has a name. Should I say it or should I say it?
Yes, if you're ready, give it.
It's a project I'm working on currently. It's called Saving for Therapy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because at some point I told someone like, yo, I'm saving. And they're like, what are you saving for? And I'm like, I'm saving for therapy. Like, I have to go and see a therapist after everything I went through. Like, I have to, and then it's just like,
I'm definitely there.
yeah, like, I'm like, I have to express this in like a
and you
music
realize you
form.
need it.
Like, yeah. So like, I'm trying to see if, I'm working on a project right now called Saving for Therapy. It talks about just things we go through, just things, addictions, hard life, broke times.
That was my last episode.
Broke times. Everyone has been there. You have to be there.
Yeah. It's part of life, eh?
It's part of life.
It's really part of life.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm going to call this episode Saving for Therapy.
You should
Just
actually.
because.
Big promo.
Yeah,
Saving for
just
Therapy.
because. Yeah.
Watch out, Saving for Therapy sometime. 2024.
Yeah. We'll be looking forward to that, and we'll definitely like shout you out on the page and everything. Yeah. And with that, guys, just remember, life is but a journey. So bon voyage. Bye.
Bye.